as you're probably aware, and it's controversial because they did the cardinal sin. They did the cardinal sin. I got pretty mad at Transport Fever 2 and it was blowing its own trumpet. Lower Terrace. What did I call the other one? I forget what I called the other one. Like Core? Right? I forgot what the fuck I called it. Let's call it, I'll call it Core. All right, so there's that, and this is LT Mex. And then Villalobos, you're gonna be in the east. All day. All right. So those rides should now notice how none of these have anything special about them. One of my favorite little things to do in this game, well, we'll have a pretty good spread, but we usually invite all of my my daughter's friends and wife's friends or coworkers who have no families. Well, Merry fucking Christmas, Bing Crosby. The tutorial process that frustrated me a little bit. So there was this one part where you put down a pool. And of course the tutorials, you know, it's highlighting buttons and saying go here and seeing them go, yeah, okay, let's do that. Because that's a challenge for them, right? Because these are publicly held companies. Animatronics and all kinds of stuff going on inside there. It tells, you know, various vignettes of stories as you go through it. Haunted Mansion is a fucking super, super kick-ass haunted. Actually, you know what? We got a little bit of time. Here, let's take. Let me clear the category. Be consistent on how we want to do things. Like if we look at a zone, we're like, hey, we're gonna dedicate it to video game characters, and we're like, okay, and so we start. And like you build a building, it's dedicated to fucking people. A lot of us didn't get any sleep. Totally expected, totally natural. I get it. I am not here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the one and we're gonna move it over the top of another one. And then we're gonna do the same thing again. Okay, so we're gonna take this one. Hey man, I'm still here, I'm still bald, still fat, still stupid. Trying to give Planet Coaster a go and talking about how to make it interesting. Okay, so this franchise mode is basically asynchronous multiplayer. No, well, there's something to that for sure, right? For sure. But no, the system is set up for two parties. Because two parties allows you to control it. It has a pizza pen shop, a chief beef, two toilets, staff building, milk shop, gold soda shop, hat shop, memento shop. The Gomkuva!
Mom, Dad's been kidnapped and replaced with... Kidnapped and replaced? Is this some kind of prank, Oswald? Dad looks...
And, you know, it might take creativity I don't have, but I'm hoping what I can do is look at the ride mechanics and the triggers and the lighting effects and what have you, and then be able to work with either... Okay, there's a janitor right there. That's Aubrey McNeely. She's a janitor at our Fancy Pants Park. Aubrey, there's some goddamn... think that this game deserves to fail. I think it's a better game than that. Did they make mistakes? Yes. Yes, they did. But it still is a fun game.
The store is locked. Okay, well. Oh, interesting.
Kind of embracing this this build a little bit slower moment. However, to go back to your comment, I'm finding satisfaction in the fact that the thing works. The park works. It's right. Is we kind of built a park by committee, right? Chat built the park and I just drove the engine. And so I mean, I'm hoping I do get a chance, but I have no idea. I never know what each day can bring. Sometimes there's magic. Sometimes there's fun. Sometimes it's boring. So don't, until they're full, they're just like the rides. They don't, like none of these employees are going to empty a half full trash can. So, and then that's the risk that she walks off to clean up a dirty table. No sense in it, because your body just does weird shit. That's just the way it is. Oh, prickly pear, prickly pear. Let down a little bit? Yeah, underwhelmed. Underwhelmed because consoled. Well, it's not, well, okay. If Transport Fever 3 comes out, and then I'll move this box that my head lives in. I think upper right works. Hey, and here we go. I think over here works. I think. If not, we'll move a little bit later. So there we go. All had ample opportunity to speak your piece to me today, and I listened and I allowed whatever fears anybody wanted to talk about because that's what is expected. To do how he had to hide that, so he lifted the ground a little bit to conceal that. And I'm looking at this going, oh no, that's never going to happen. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that. Like there's just no way. There's no. They ate it, yeah. I have a guy I've been working with for years, and he's a 7-day Adventist. That's his religion. Well, that's one of the things that's been super frustrating to try and comprehend. I ran out of money, and I'm like, nah. Actually, that's not even true. I didn't run out of money. I think I ran out of patience. The whole premise around this map was, hey, your brother wants to take this over, but you gotta. Didn't they give content creators enough time? They did. Okay, all right. Let this is a good tangent. This is a good tangent. They did. Right, a lot. There's a lot of. If you're currently servicing Gamkuba. Now, okay, so I just realized something. I think we need a mechanic to be able to come in through this this sort of new style gate, which is very different than it's a nice contrast with the old stuff. Got the mascot. So this is the old mascot, and this is.
You won't believe what happened in science class today. Look at the spider. We tried to make.
And do a little kidney stone shaped thing. Edge cannot cross itself. Okay, so too far out. There we go. Boom. Okay. So then I'm like, okay, well, I want this to be a circle. I don't want this weird. Y'all had ample opportunity to speak your piece to me today, and I listened and I allowed whatever fears anybody wanted to talk about because that's what is expected.
But everyone seems to like them. Appreciate you. You have a good night. Okay. Let's see. What the fuck was that?
So you can see that the first results are in. Harris has 99, Trump has 178. All right. Now you can see what states are called. Florida has been called for Trump, and Texas has been called for Trump. And then all these other jump from item to item all day long, and so I don't have a chance to really get bored. But as it relates to games, especially building games like Coaster, this is a really the ride. And I could use the bigger circle, bigger pin. Yeah, there's a tool there for the brush size, but I'm kind of okay. And then let's see. I think that's all I need. Right? So we're gonna hit done. Oh, we'll put a break sort of thing, right? So I got 2, and then this guy is upper terrace. This guy is upper terrace. This guy is down below. So get in there and let's put him on the park entry. And then we'll put this guy. I'm a little down on Transport Fever 2 because their grand finale was like a console finale. And I just didn't. Okay, I love the ability to upgrade bridges, trestles and stuff without having to. It doesn't fit in the landscape. Maybe I'll stick with another one of these little shops. I was hoping to go for something a little more grandiose, but once I dropped it in there, like, that's too bad.
Can't we just Can't we just pack Grandma up in some bubble wrap? Maybe.
It's not. At least it wasn't when she walked past it last time. Yeah, she's going in a different direction. But yeah, it's clean. So the experiment kind of worked. Actual policies. This dumb fuck wants to put tariffs on every fucking thing we import from China. Because he's gonna dwell on it too much. Because I think for the sake of my own personal sanity, I can't. I think it's there, right there. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I've been covering the whole ride because I'm dumb. So let's try. Let's go here. We're gonna bedroom would be slightly more inconvenient, and the bottom line was there was a lot of negotiation to get this shot, and so the idea of making any kind of adjustment that's going to put that camera in the set. And in the case of like the ride, if we look at our staff right now and we say, okay, show me the ride mechanics, the ride attendants. We have one, Mr. Joe Hollingsworth. That's the only. And then right there, and then what we'll do is we'll make a big what's the word I'm looking for? Make a big pad. And I'm super thankful that not only did you guys ask me to come here, but also that a friend of ours took us out to dinner, which was also super fucking cool. So, goes, look at it! Oh my god! This thing was green, all 3 categories. Oh, I wouldn't ride that shit in real life. No way. That is fuck. Alternate, but you can't really time how the rides break down. So if I look at, like, say this ride right here, and I look at the maintenance time, it's got 34 minutes before it gets serviced again. Now, maintenance, I always think of like, other bands in that particular category, because I always find that, I don't know, it's sort of sounds like you can build a park, save your build. Someone else in the same franchise file can, on their console or their PC, and they can go in that same, and they can build Puff Puff Park. Yeah. Yeah, we're in business. We're in business. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Step all of the way in, please, and make room for everyone. There's no turning back now. Your cadaverous pallor betrays an aura.
And it's Florida. That's a way better park. It's bigger. There's more experiences. Like it's easy to spend a week there and still lament missing stuff. You spend a week at Disneyland California Adventure, you're going to see everything. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't trust your family to not sell you out either. Which is terrible. Terrible. let's see, let's call this low, the real world, where you weren't able to sit back in, like, say, the 80s, but now you can. But it's not bad. It's still not bad. It's still really super cool, super fun. I did like the scenery color map they've shown you, where you need more, as many electrovorts as they have. Right, I get it. They have, Texas has a lot of money. I do not dispute the richness of Texas. But don't get me wrong, the Electoral College is a fucked up piece of shit, right? It's a fucked up.
Gonna hide in the crowd.
I'll take my cyberpunk dystopian future over the Handmaid's Tale future. Well, see, and I think that's the part where we have to look at what the future these and this coaster for this mechanic. So it's 2 generators and 2 rides, 2 coasters, no flat rides over there. The curb would not be there, right? So see how it reforms the curb. So the reason I'm getting there is I've seen people complain about customers not going in the store, but if you're not magical, right? If you were able to come in based on the game's tutorial and realize that this is the button that you use to change this, then, you know, okay, great. Because I was pushing it and I'm not getting any luck. I'm like, what the heck's in California? And both are landlocked. Whereas in Florida, there's so many theme parks there, but all the hotels are all integral to the resort. Oh yeah, I mean, it's aside from the fact that the weather sucks in Florida, this isn't world class, right? And so when this was new, this was probably cool, but eventually this got old. You know, so I was thinking I was gonna put like a huge ass roller coaster at the end of the pier, right? I bought the space you could build over the water. I was gonna build this huge monster. So here the Gumkuva doesn't have enough power to open. So it's like basically these last 2 are status updates, information from various pieces of equipment, whatever's in the part.
There we go. Merca Sosa, thank you for gifting a sub to Georgia. What the heck?
Time, yeah, that makes sense. Separate load and unload stations on coasters, yeah, that's good. Ability to change the weather, we talked about that one. Video billboards that can be triggered with event sequencers. Yeah, this is one of the things that a lot of people were really mad about. Didn't really affect me, but it... All right. Dirty Milkman. So what we want to do is we want to delete a part out of the middle, right? Now, remember the way we created this path. We created this path via a whole bunch of squares, right? Now, what I would suggest, because remember, I was telling you that the roads are sort of that's kind of where I go. And then I have not yet mastered, well, I probably haven't really mastered any of it. I'm still trying to learn the finery of the pathing tools. The pathing tools are deep and so like deep, and then there, right there. Okay, there he is. Well, what do we call this duck? An agency or the thing you to do with this group? Hold on, you can't do that. We'll pull our funding. We'll take our manufacturing off. Whatever, threaten whatever they got to do, because they'll be successful. Because and the solar panels. So here's our maintenance guy right here. We have one maintenance guy, right? If I recall correctly, we'll go to the staff, go to the schedule. Look, let me explain the pain. Now, one of the things that I'm keyed in on is I have 2 cameras. I got slower. I do know that there's a YouTube hates my ad blocker, and so I find that YouTube pages take a little dude and do that. There you go. Can I assign you to the zone? Yeah. Oh, we don't have. Is it? There is no. So there's no janitors because I talked to someone who does understand. And that's how I've learned. Now I share my position, and when someone wants to deflate my position by saying you don't know, they're right. They're totally right. I don't know. I only know what that guy told me, and that guy's an expert. I got the feeling it's gonna be like large Saskatoon women and
It's just a joke.
like with like shoveling the driveways or something, in suggestive poses. Fuck yeah. So the other thing that this design would have is like how many roller coasters do we want to have? Where's it gonna be? Like, we're gonna commit to water rides. Where's the water? And it's okay with nausea. It's not bad. Appropriate. You can see the people in line for it are basically saying, I think this is saying, yeah, this ride or the line is great. No longer has the Chief Beef, no longer has the lightning bolt above it, and it should open. Let's see here, we click on it. It will hire, we open it. Power to challenge him, you'll get killed. Right? That's just the way it is. Maybe your family goes first, but eventually you get killed. It always happens. Fuck, he's former KGB, right? But plus, like, the neighbors there's like when the trees all fell, when the storms came, the neighbors had to wait to get theirs rewired. Ours was underground, so one.
Safe. Saying that out loud.
Oh yeah, that's a console thing, man. Fuck, I hate that thing. I guess if it pulls up parts, maybe that'd be all right. Okay, so we got the Chero plane was the most popular attraction. So there's it's super possible that I could be like quite tired by the end of the stream. It's very possible, very possible. So we'll see. What is appropriate for election night? Like, what kind of music do we play? What are the chances are if Trump wins and tells Biden just leave the White House? Well, I can't. The thing is, it has to wait until Inauguration Day when the peaceful transfer of power occurs. So he can win, but he has no legal authority for anything. He has the right to. Full-on high-level approach. Let's make this thing work. Then we'll come back and fine-tune it, or whether we make a super small area and detail the fucking hell out of it and make it do its thing. Probably just work with this. We're gonna put this over here along the staff-only row. Oh, it needs electricity. Electricity. Oh, it did. Let me do it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's it. Or sometimes, like, we'll probably have a restaurant here called the Triple P. Right? I mean, come on. We gotta be marketers here. Previous map, my computer never got over 60 frames per second. Never. And that was a small map, so that was a little bit weird from my perspective. I was.
Would it be dumb to go this way?
And one that was sort of kind of angry, maybe let down is probably a better term. Let down. I still have Planet Coaster because I don't want to play. Yeah, I could not find it on sale anywhere. I could not. The duck that's missing at gmail.com. Or it might be better management simulators or even better theme park managers, but this one, it brings something unique to the table. So like I said, I'm willing to look past those limitations. Hearing them talk about because I talk to someone who does understand. And that's how I've learned. Now I share my position, and when someone wants to deflate my position by saying, you don't know, they're right. They're totally right. I don't know. I only know what that guy told me, and that guy's an expert, especially from the bigger urban areas. So I'm, it's anybody's race. But you know what? To the very, very eloquent comment earlier, boy, it's heartbreaking. I've gone to Disneyland so many times. I've broken down on rides so frequently. We used to love it, right? Like it was a badge of honor to be able to.
Let's look everywhere first. Oh, a battery. Yeah. Stock up on the batteries.
Oh, I guess I should have looked at that before I drank it. I'm not supposed to be ingesting anything with potassium in it, and apparently this has got a little bit of potassium in it. We have this one, which looks like a vase, and this one, which looks like a broken column. This is the Planet Coaster one. Generic. Behave the same way they do in any other game like this. They're no different. But the mechanics of, okay, that's a bad way to put this. I said the mechanics of being a mechanic in game is the way bombing something a little too strong. I start to look at it with a little deeper, because from my perspective, nobody should worship a politician. Nobody should worship. It believes that the scriptures are infallible in their entirety, and you need to align to all of it. So I asked my buddy, I go, hey, so how do you interpret the difference between the Old Testament? Even though it says continue, all I've really done is loaded it and panned around. So at least it has a nice, clean starting point, right? It blows my mind when people go, well, what has she done? Oh, well, fuck, that's a pretty long list. Where do we start? You know, and then of course, halfway through the list, they kind of wave their hand like, it doesn't really matter. Well, of course it doesn't matter. You can make an argument that maybe that body doesn't need to exist anymore. Because if that body, the congressional body, only serves to serve the orange tyrant, why does it need to exist?
I know you did, Ghost. Hi, friend. There is not a ladder in the middle of...
Robot Duck. Robot Duck?
Mr. Roboto.
Mr. Roboto. Winchester. Help me understand the logic of Winchester.
No, Winchester for the top hat. And the
Oh, Winchester for the top hat. Mr. Roboto. It has a pizza pen shop, a chief beef, two toilets, staff building, milk shop, gold soda shop, hat shop, memento shop. The Gomkuva be screwing up by emphasizing this particular coaster when the objective in the upper left-hand corner, way over there, says build a food shop. It is, your ride sucks. And then it becomes a resurging ride. Yay! And then it becomes old. And then your ride's a piece of shit. And so that kind of reflects how we're gonna know in 45, 50 minutes, but hey, we are gonna know the entirety of the Rage Against the Machine discography, so congratulations to that. And did we...
This one? Hi, Haroon. Hello, hello.
That she just runs like all the time. It's just like, always streaming music to art, and a lot of the fans do the same shit to, again, push the numbers up. That's leveraging the system. I guess that's cool. That dude has the big test, but no. Are we naming a duck? Scotty's on fire. Little duck Natasha was on the screen when I began. Oh, yes. Okay. The little duck Natasha. As you're probably aware, and it's controversial because they did the cardinal sin. They did the cardinal sin. I got pretty mad at Transport Fever 2 and it was blowing its own trumpet, making my friend an hour further away every winter. Guess I'll just sit here and diddy party until the world decides to catch up in fucking Saskatchewan and abolish the practice of 2-time yearly sleep fuckery. Yes, I would love to not be subject to the fucking bullshit. She said, you know, I didn't get any response from anybody. So as I went to my daily meetings, people, you know, did my asking how they were this morning, and if there was anything they wanted to talk about, that I'll find some time, make sure I get some time for them today. Doesn't matter what the topic is, I am here. And body dryer, changing rooms, guest services shop, toilet, cubicles, guest services counter. Where the hell is it, man? Hide it when it's done. Now, doesn't that look like I gotta run power to that, don't I? It must be like an effect. So let's see if we get some power to that thing. Fucked. Is that there's no pop over tool. Right, like you hover over this, like it should say, "Hey, use the move button to shift this around," right? Or go to go to this to redraw the boundary. But then
Pink Floyd, The Wall, be apropos if Trump wins.
oh, don't do that. Let's see.
Only cans.
Fixed an issue regarding coaster cars vanishing when near the camera. Fixed an issue with scenery disappearing has been attached to rides. Fixed an issue where brightness of interiors increased disproportionately when rotating the camera. Okay, whatever. Experiencing blurry issues. A lot of people came in and experienced blurry issues to know them. That I think what you heard was jazz. Fester's is a little more of a booming, deeper one, but jazz is more jazz spots. Sort of near the trash cans. You can make a strong argument. I tend to be stupid. I tend to be rude. Not rude towards chat, but like rude towards the world. How else would you describe me? Yeah, I suck at games. If you come in here looking for technique, no. But
10 squats. I'm doing sumo squats, Anita. Because they're easier. And he was like, okay.
to guess which way he may have voted. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't rude. He wasn't condescending. He was totally normal. He was totally his normal dude. Oh. I need more power. You know, it's so nice to be able to just add power. Now, the power in this game, I gotta say, is overly simplified, but you know, preference was to take my desk and put it in the center of the room with kind of a similar setup they have right now. But my wife didn't like that because she would, or whatever. And so that would be my, you know, my first choice. And then those oftentimes are masters of engineering because the whole fucking thing over again. Then I got to one where you had to put a pool down, and I put the pool down, and then it's like, okay, put down the pool pump and the pool filter. I didn't know how to fucking put the pool pump and pool filter down. Start the game. This little dock area. These two buildings are here. They've been customized by me a little bit, mainly just putting in the shops. This big old building right here is the other station for the